happy, following the blues. We love you, what more can we say? We have the team that's tops here at St Andrews. They gotta give us what we're longing for. It's Birmingham forever.
It's Monday, it's 7:30, and welcome to the Tilton Talk Show, sponsored by Boyle Sports, principal sponsors of Birmingham City Football Club, Garrison Coffee Company, Blues Trust. We welcome that wonderful family and SAS Autos, supporting PTSD and local charities. Hashtag, that's what Mondays are for. Okay, we've got a biggie for you tonight then, ladies and gents. We ain't got a great deal of smiles between us. I'm sure we all feeling in the same boat. But I'm happy to introduce Fancam tonight. We've got Fancam. We've got Richard Barron on Fancam.
Hello.
There he is. What a handsome dude he is. It's a mask. It's a mask. Also, of course, we've got, as always, the one and only Mr. Sheen, Mr. Paul Hipkiss.
Good evening, all.
We have Mrs. Brown. We have Mrs. Brown.
Sorry, good evening.
He's only got one job. One job a week he's got. One job. He still can't do it. And, of course, Mr. Robe.
Hang on. Hello, everybody. You all right?
Good.
Hey, we're all right, mate. And what a great character we've got in tonight for you, ladies and gents. The one and only. He's a legend. He's a club legend. He gave his heart. He gave his soul. He's blues through and through. The one and only Robbo!
Good evening, fellas.
By the way, mate, we're liking the beard.
Yeah, I know. It's
You run out of
lockdown.
razors, Dan, lockdown or what? I got shortage in your
Razors,
area.
yeah. Just can't be bothered to shave, fellas. Just gone for the rough look.
Oh, mate, thanks for giving your time on a Monday night. I know this is going to be a cracker. Okay, we get beat against Luton Town, ladies and gentlemen. Luton Town. We've got a manager who says we can't possibly stop up. We've got a board who ain't got a clue what they're doing. We are in turmoil. Mr. Hipkiss.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to be positive, isn't it, really? But, you know, you think, you hope and you pray that it's going to get better one game, that it's going to, you know, we're going to turn a corner. But it just ain't happening, is it? It just ain't going to happen.
No.
And, you know, the players to me now just don't look like they want to play for him anymore. The body language on him is terrible. Concentration levels are going. And that goal we conceded again, it's schoolboy stuff again. Robbo, when the ball comes in the box as a defender, you don't let the ball bounce, do you?
No, you got to go and attack it.
Yeah.
You don't put your foot on it when it's clearly not crossed the line and say, oh, ref, it was out.
No. So concentration there for that throw-in. You know, it just baffled me when that throw-in came in and they just all stood still and it bounces and obviously they get the shot away and then it falls to their bloke off the keeper. So, again, another unacceptable
It was a lucky
goal.
bounce, Paul, off the keeper, though. It was a lucky bounce off the keeper. But you've got to be in that right position to tuck them away, and we're not doing that.
But why is that Potts there all on his own? He could have read the paper, lit up a cigar, and then edited it in, couldn't he? I mean, why isn't anybody marking him?
Right.
You know, why is he free like that to just head the ball in? And, you know, it's just unacceptable defending. It's just too many schoolboy errors all the time, and it's so frustrating. But we were starting to offer us something going forward last few games before Saturday, but even that's gone now on Saturday. That was the worst performance. Absolutely. Yeah. So
Mark, what's your thoughts?
I was just disgusted.
That's
I
enough.
mean, hey,
That's enough.
well, we'll never have enough. No, I mean, over the weeks we've been clinging, possibly if that's the right word, clinging to hope they'll turn it round with outside influences and all the rest of it. But no, that wasn't good enough. And I've run out of words to say.
Okay, over to our fan cam, Richard. What's your thoughts on the situation, mate?
Oh, pretty much the same as you guys, really. Just not good enough. Defending's not good enough. Just the tactics are poor. Not enough goals. Not enough, you know, going forward and trying to make things happen. I mean, he took two wingers off and brought Cosgrove, Djukovic on, and there's nobody to deliver the ball to him. You know what I mean? From wide positions, you know.
Robbo. Go on. Yeah, sorry. You finish off, bud.
Go on, Rich.
No, I was just going to say that, you know, over the summer, I'd have cleared out the whole back line. That back line of the defence has been a nightmare for years, for about the last 2 or 3 years. They always have periods in every season where they switch off for 10 or 15 games and concede goals. It happened last season. It happened the season before. Happened under Cottrell. I'd have started. A decent manager would have built from the back. He bought a good goalkeeper in. He should have built from the back and then gone from there.
Robbo,
that's my opinion.
You've been in the situation. You've been in the dressing rooms. You've been out there on the pitch, mate. You know what it's like with us Blues fans. We give you stick when it's due. We can't do it at the moment. What's your thoughts on the situation at the minute?
It's just not looking good, is it? I mean, what everyone just keeps reiterating is, when is it going to change? When is it going to turn for the Blues at the moment? And it's hard to see that. And it is, from a player's point of view, it's difficult when you're in that confidence. When you're lacking confidence and results keep going against you. Other teams at the bottom now are picking up points, so they're getting momentum. It's making it even harder. The only thing you can do is stick together, and you've got to start dragging people out. I mean, the manager's obviously taken a lot of flack with what he's saying after the games, and rightly so, because you don't say what he said at the weekend and expect to sort of get away with that. As a player, I wouldn't want my manager saying it, because, like you say, you're basically given up. You've given up as the manager of the football club, and what do us players want to look to? We want to look to the manager to keep inspiring us and keep us going. That's what you want. But you can't blame the manager as well. I'm looking at Rich has just touched on like the substitutions that he's made, but what are all the other staff members doing? Like where are they helping him? What are they saying to him? Surely as a group of staff you stick together and you all come up with the situation of, right, well, we're bringing Sam and we're bringing Dukey on. Why are we taking both wingers off? Because that's their main threat. Their main threat is the balls coming in from wide areas. Dukey thrives on it. Sam does. So I don't understand what the logic in that is, or what's being said on the bench. It just seems that they're not on the same page and they're not connected, and it just looks all weird from the outside looking in.
To me as a fan, it almost looks to me as though the top end of the club want us to get relegated. What are you reckon, Paul?
You know what? Personally, I think it should happen. Horrible saying it, and I think a lot of the Blues fans will say it, but they won't come out publicly and say it. I think the club needs to go down and have a reality check of itself and realise what they've done wrong to now put it right. Which
I agree.
Problem is, if we do drop, I don't think there's any coming back from that.
But then that's where you've got to get the right things in place and learn from the mistakes that everyone's made. You've got the players as well. Players have got to hold their hands up and they can't just jump ship. If you get relegated, they can't jump ship. They've got to stay. They've got to be loyal and they've got to get the club promoted again. Simple as that.
I think that's right, Robbo. And I think we're not on the same wavelength on the pitch or off the pitch. Because like you just said a minute ago, it's just shocking. It's all over the place. And it's actually disgusting.
We need somebody who can galvanise the players and leadership. We're just lacking leadership completely.
Robbo, quick question, Robbo. Is your tie ironed?
Is my tie ironed?
Is your tie ironed? You ready? Go and whoop some ass.
I'm always ready. I mean,
room, mate. Get in there. Go and whoop some ass.
I've always said it is that I walked away for a reason. I needed a break. My pathway wasn't to the first team. I knew that. I accepted it. There was people that were going above me that shouldn't have been going above me, but that's their opinion. That's their fault. So you can carry on. So I don't work hard for that. For them people that don't work hard to go above me. For me, that's not acceptable in football. Is that you have to earn the right. You have to be that person that deserves a chance to prove a point. And I did. I felt I deserved a chance to help the first team in any way possible. So I needed to move on. I needed to have a recharge. I needed to be with my family and spend some time with them after 22 years. That was my thoughts. That was me. Now I'm refreshed. I'm recharged. I'm ready to go again. And
Robbo, I can tell you now, mate. I can tell you, you never let one single Blues fan down. Not in any game you ever played in. I'll tell you that. And these other guys here will back me up. And so will everybody listening to this tonight. You never ever let us down. You gave it all, man.
Yeah.
But
you gave as much on the pitch as I do with the club off the pitch.
That was my mentality. That was the way I was brought up as a kid. That was my it was ingrained inside me, was to give my all. If it wasn't my best, I accepted it. But if other people's weren't their best, then they wouldn't accept it. I would let them know, because you've all got to be on the same boat, the same hymn sheet. You can't have 3 or 4 people that are doing their own thing and expect to get away with it. And that's why I played in successful teams over the years, is because we all knew what was the right thing for the football club. And it's all about the football club. It's not about you as people. It's about which direction do we want the football club to be moving forward. But that's at every club I've been at. That's just the way I am. That's what's instilled in me.
I don't think I've ever been so happy with an appointment at the start of the season when he first came in to end up being so disappointed with the outcome.
I think we all were. Yeah.
I was pleased with Karanka. But no, if you'd have said to me I'd have felt like this 6 months later, I wouldn't have thought it. But it just shows you, doesn't it? I just think our problems delve so much deeper than just the manager of the team. You know, he's only been here for 6 months.
That man, Paul, got a Middlesbrough team promoted. Right? If he can do it at Middlesbrough with the resources, he could certainly do it at Blues.
We've got good players there.
Come on, we're in the bottom three again.
When you look at the players we brought in as well, they're not exactly bang average players, are they? No. I mean, they're proven players. I know that they're getting on a bit, but ages like their ages now, they should be leading from the front with their experience and their guidance to the other players that are around. You just can't put your finger on it because obviously you're not in and around it, so you never really know what the real issues are. And Karanka's, for some reason or another, has felt that it's tough. It's got tough for him, and I mean, I was just a little bit disappointed with his after game analysis. It was if I'm a player, if I'm a fan, I'm disheartened by what he's just said. And if that's the case, if that was any other manager at any other football club, they would have gone by now.
The thing is, that's put us fans, Robbo, completely and utterly rock bottom now. We feel like, I can't. You know what? I never stutter. There you go.
Let me throw this out there to our viewers and everyone here now. Would we take relegation if we knew it was going to get rid of these owners and the board and a complete rebuild, complete reformat, and a club needs to rebuild, in my opinion. I think it, like Robbo says, it might need to happen.
I think we all would, Paul, but that leads to the next question: who's going to come in?
Well, that's the begging question. There's so many yeses coming on the shout box.
It's a poison chalice, isn't it, at the moment?
Yeah. But you can look at a lot of clubs that have gone down, and even in recent years, your Leicesters, your Leedses, and there's teams in the Premier League, Southampton, that have been in there recently. But then there's the worry of doing like a Bolton or a Wigan. So you have to be careful what you wish for. But at the same time, you want this nightmare to end as well.
Otherwise,
sorry about that interruption there, Paul. I accidentally hit the speaker button on my computer, mate. Sorry, but my apologies for that.
Yeah, I think Richard was just about to come in on that as well. Rich was just about to say something. Go on, Rich.
Yeah, I was just going to say that it's you're just going to have years and years like we have for the last 10 years of the same thing. We need a make or break sort of situation, whether that's relegation, whether that's pushing on. We're not going to get in the top six with these owners. No chance. Not a chance in hell.
So is it, Rich? Right, and to everybody else, have these owners got to go? Have they got to leave our club?
They've got to go. They've got to go, but they won't. That's the problem.
I would just settle for a new CEO and the same owners. That might change things.
I don't know, Paul. I think it's rotten. I think at the moment it's rotten from the core, isn't it?
Paul, we've had 11 years of this now, mate.
Yeah.
I think we need a clean.
Look, don't get me wrong. It hasn't all been bad those 11 years, and I love the championship. I do, honestly. I really love the championship. It's blood, it's thunder, it's fast. The games come thick and furious, and one thing and another. The away days are brilliant, and we just need just to win something, a game, score a goal, anything, do anything. I don't know.
I think what this is telling me, though, Nick, right, is how massive us fans are. I've never seen a club need their fans at home games as much as us. I watch a lot of football, and we just fall apart at home without our fans there. And I think the reason them up the road are doing so well is because their fans ain't there, because they're obviously their fickle fans ain't there, and our passionate driving fans are not at our home games, which is why we're struggling so much.
Yeah, but when you look at them up the road though, Paul, they've got a manager who's a Villa fan, so he understands the club. He knows what it's all about. He's got John Terry, he's got Craig Shakespeare, he's got all English coaches in the background, so they all understand the history of the football club. They also understand the players that they're bringing in are the right players for Aston Villa Football Club to put them forward. And that's what this club needs now. Blues needs, and there's so many great English coaches, young coaches who want to prove a point, like myself. But I ain't going to get that job. I'll tell you that now. I won't get the job at Blues because. Would
you want it?
I would love the opportunity to prove a point.
Listen to him. Listen to him.
But
You're going on mute.
That's my passion. That's my drive. That's me as a person. That's what. Yes, I might fail at certain things, but it's learning. I'll learn from the mistakes. That's what it's all about. But there's other good English coaches out there who are proving their worth with other football clubs who could come and do a good job. We had Gary Rowett, who was a fantastic manager. He was gone. We had Gary Monk. We had Lee Clark before that. So we've got good English managers that know.
Yeah, I've never seen us do well.
Robbo, we had Lee Clark
for a manager. It's gone backwards.
Oh, sorry, who's going?
Go on, I can't see. So who was that? Who's going where?
What was that?
Go on, Nick.
What did you say, Nick?
Yeah, we had Lee Clark on the other week, Robbo.
Yeah.
Wow, what a bloke.
Yeah, great, fantastic guy. Like,
what a top man, I'll tell you what. He was inspirational.
Yeah. But that's what he was like behind the scenes the whole time. His energy, his commitment. He was mentally drained. Like, we were all mentally drained because of the Great Escape with what we did. Yeah. But like you say, he talked about them. The first loan players that we had were the core of what he'd imprinted in pre-season. We all knew our roles. We all knew our responsibilities. We were clicking as a group. We were defensively solid. We were attacking. We were scoring goals. And we knew that, like you say, every time we made a mistake, Lee would let us know, but we'd let ourselves know as players.
And he had that other thing called passion as well. He booted the sign and smashed his toe up. He jumped into the crowd after the Bolton game. Right? And you know, that's what Birmingham City fans want. They want that. They want a Barry Fry. Richard, what's your thoughts?
No, I think absolutely right. I think I'd take Lee Clark over Karanka, to be honest with you.
I think you would. I think I would as well.
Mate, I'll be honest with you.
I think the guy's passion. I mean, when you used to see him, like he was working from early in the morning and till late at night and things like that. And you could just see the passion in him and that he wanted to do. And he's never said a bad thing about Blues ever.
No, never.
And,
he loves the club.
He loves the club, even though he's a Newcastle lad.
Yeah.
You got to remember as well, he was working on a complete shoestring budget, wasn't he?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It must have been tough. It would have been tough for anybody to manage us at that time, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
But you can do that though. You can work on a shoestring budget because he understood the players that he needed to get into Birmingham City Football Club.
Yeah.
So it's not hard if you do your recruitment properly and you understand that the players want to come to Birmingham City Football Club to play for Birmingham City Football Club. Then they're the players you sign.
Look what our under-23s are doing.
Yeah, but there's so many good players out there. But it'd be wrong to put them in this situation, though, Nick.
Yeah, it's toxic
because as soon as they start making mistakes, everyone comes down.
Yeah.
And
okay, question. Sorry, Robert. Question for you.
Yes,
hand on heart. Do you think Karanka gets the Blues mentality? Because I don't think he does.
Watching it from the outside now, no, I don't think he quite understands. I really don't know how he's going to turn it round.
I can't see him.
Do you think it's harder for him?
It's hard saying it because he's a top manager, like we've all said before.
Yeah.
Get a team like Middlesbrough promoted the way that he did it, and you come to Birmingham with the squad he's got, and they're in the bottom two. They should be nowhere near the bottom two.
Nowhere near.
No.
Robert, what do you reckon? Do you blame the squad of players? Do you blame the coaching staff? Do you blame the manager? Or is it a mixture of everything plus what's going on in the background? That's got to be in your mind.
Everybody's got to take responsibility. Everybody. You can't. You point your finger like you're not doing your job. You're not doing your job. You're not doing your first person you look at is yourself. You got
to get your mask on. Yeah. Get your mask on. Right, I'll meet you at the training ground tomorrow, 8:30.
Yeah. I'd have to have a COVID test first.
But no, I mean, in all my
Nick,
years,
you'll need more than that COVID test.
I was just going to say, in all my years going down there, the best managers we've had have been ex-players. Apart from obviously Alex McLeish. Alex McLeish is the only one really that's done really well that wasn't an ex-player.
Yeah.
Isn't it all down to motivation? I mean,
it's all down to management.
Yeah, Karanka doesn't ooze that sort of persona, does he? That he can motivate players.
I think
he's got a manager. He's got to delegate. He's got to be there. He's got to pick the pieces up. He's got to give the rockets when they're due. He's got to be the shoulder to cry on when that's needed. He's got to be and everything. And if you can't do that, I don't think you should be in football management. And that squad just looks disorientated. It's just it's falling apart at the seams.
Yeah. No,
we're just
negative, because I'm never negative, Paul, am I? Normally,
not really, no. But we are literally collapsing every time we concede a goal, and that is worrying. It does worry me.
Yeah.
All the other teams around us are picking up as well. So it don't look good, does it?
No.
I just think if nothing changes, then nothing's going to change.
No.
We're just going to carry on like this for the rest of the season and get relegated.
Chris Brown.
We've missed about 300 questions, I'm afraid. So
Chris Brown.
We'll try and catch up. Yep.
Nearly 11 years we've been doing this now, and we ain't really. Or West Ham 3-0, and we ain't really in those. Well, since we got relegated, we've not had a vast amount to shout at. We've had a nice spells, good spells, and this, that, and the other. The lads get stuck in, but it just seems time after time after time now. New manager comes in, and we're sinking.
Yeah,
it's like
Titanic. Nick, you've just said there West Ham 3-0. Look at them in fourth in the Premier League with our old owner. They've got our old owners there.
I know.
And they nearly got relegated last year, didn't they? West Ham.
I know.
Yeah.
Nearly got relegated. So it can change. I really do hope it changes, fellas, because I absolutely love the time at my.
I know you do, mate.
Absolutely love the club to bits. Like all the clubs.
Can I tell you? I ain't joking, you man.
I really do hope that, and I just think it just needs a scrappy 1-0 win just to get everything going. I mean, it's about winning. Football's just about winning.
Yeah.
Winning the game. Doesn't matter what style of football you play. It doesn't matter how you get the result. It's about getting the 3 points. That's all that matters. Getting them 3 points. And I think that's what they need to do now. Is that they need to play ugly. I know they're playing ugly, but they need to play uglier to get the points.
Yeah. I'll never forget what Martin Grange said, Robert, when we had him on the show. He absolutely hates the word philosophy. And football is just about having the right players and the right dressing room and the right manager. That's what he said.
Yeah, mentality, Paul.
Mentality, yeah.
Right, I want it, and I'm gonna have it.
Yeah.
But players nowadays want to be coached. They want to be coached. They want to understand. They want to know, because the game's changing so much. These players need to know more information than they've ever done. Whereas back in the old days, there was no technology, there was no analysis. Now you've got everything in front of you. So you've got to make the most of that. That's what you've got to be using. Why are we making these mistakes? Like as a back four, if I'm the defensive coach, I'm putting all the defenders in, and I'm speaking to them and asking them questions about why is this a goal? What's going on here? What you thinking here? You have a conversation with them. Right, we're going to go out on the training pitch and we're going to do this. We're going to practice it and then see how many goals we can see.
I'm going to try and get a few questions in, and I know.
Please, Chris, if you could, because my computer's crashed again.
I know passion is running high. Jerry Gill says, our club has lost its identity on and off the pitch, lads.
Jerry.
We always had a connection, players, staff, supporters, and even our owners back in the day. An understanding of a core value, work ethic. Football matters, says Jerry. I'll just pinch you off YouTube as well, because it seems to be quite busy on there as well. Okay, Robbo, do you believe we would get higher up the table if we played with a bit more creative freedom? I see Karanka, and he doesn't even do the basics like pushing fullbacks up with wingers. What do you think, Robbo?
Yeah, definitely. I feel the team that's the team of players they've got, it can be so dangerous in this championship. I think I said it on a podcast before. When you look at Watford's attacking line, you look at Norwich's attacking line, Bournemouth's, Birmingham's attacking line's up there with the quality that they've got. You've got Sanchez, you've got Bella, you've got Juki, you've got Hogan, you've got John Terrell, you've got Halovic. You've got exciting players in your team. You've got players like Pedersen, Maxime that bomb on. It's just about having that balance then behind, and it's work.
The thing is, though,
you
can't play one up front in a Birmingham City football team. It doesn't work. It's never worked for us, right? And you can't put two strikers on and take two wingers off. Fundamental basics, mate.
Is it more frustrating as a player, Robbo? I'm guessing you've played in a 4-4-2 and a 4-2-3-1, haven't you?
I've played in loads of formations. I love 3-5-2. That was my best formation that I played was 3-5-2.
Yeah,
because you could get the overload all over the pitch. But again, you've got to coach that. You've got to drill that into the team, and they've all got to understand it. Every player that plays that role has got to understand what their responsibilities are in a formation. But it's any formation. You could play. You could buy. I mean, you just look at Pep's Guardiola's team with the players that he buys in. They all buy into what the manager wants. They might have played other formations at another club, but he brings them into the formation that he knows, and he knows he'll get the best out of the players, and he drills it into them. Now it's fluid. That's all it is. It's fluid because they're used to it. And if they're not doing it, Pep's like, right, get off you go. You're not what I thought you were.
Yeah.
You've got to
just not work.
You've got to drill it into the players and get them to understand this is the formation we're playing. And that's been the problem. Karanka's, he's changed the team too much. He's changed the formation quite a lot from going to a 5, then to a 4, to a 1, to a 2 up top. Then you take the wingers off. You've got to have that. The players, well, hold on a minute, what's going on there? Like, what we playing?
They're confused.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like I say, week after week, it changes for no reason. You know what I mean? It's just...
It's baffling at times. Yeah, it is baffling at times.
Off the thoughts on our fan cam there, then, Richard. Come on in on that one.
Which one? About the formation change?
Yeah,
I think I would imagine if you're a player that it would be very difficult to sort of concentrate on what you're doing and be sort of prepared for a game, if you don't know if you're going to be playing from 1 week to the next, that if you've had a good game last week, I'd imagine a lot of these players don't know if they'll be playing next, the following game or the game after that or whatever,
I suppose
I don't think playing one up front is the answer. He's more of a defensive manager.
I remember Richard. I remember us doing well with that though with Donaldson up front when Robbo was playing.
We did.
When we had the 4-2-3-1 under Rowie.
But I think the team seemed to move forward more as a unit and move back as a unit when they were attacking and defending. Under Karanka, it seems to be the back line are too far back, midfield are too deep, and the the strikers are left isolated. We've seen it before,
Sorry to put in, but even with Clayton up front, we still look more of a threat. At the moment, we're just like a juggernaut with no ideas, and we're just all over the place, and it's just
seem to be going the wrong way round a roundabout.
Yeah. With that though, Mark, is that Gary had the team programmed to get up and support Clayton. Clayton was never isolated. So when you look at it, we had two wingers in Cots and Magoma. You had Clayton in the box, but you had John Terrell getting in the box as well, and then you had another midfield player. So it's that was the way that we had. That was the way that we were coached. We understood, and we moved up the pitch together as a unit. That's how we work together. So you can play with the one up top, but you got to get more bodies around to help them. So if you played with Juki up top there, and you played with John Terrell, you got to expect John Terrell to get in and around Juki or someone quicker like Alan. Like Halovic, right? You get up like Dan Crowley as well. Exciting players who are, and you got Ivan and you got Jeremy coming off the wings as well. They're supporting from the outside coming in, and then you got your fullbacks bombing on the outside. Then you've got the two centre halves and you got your two sitting midfield players. Right, you four there. You've got to be the communicators and you've got to be the leaders. If one of my fullbacks don't need to be bombed on, get him in, get him back with you, and get him tucked in. So then you've got the 3 and the 2 there. It's
so
not
with that then, Robbo, we could simply, because we've got those players, easily go 4-4-2 or 3-5-2. We could do it.
Yeah, but you got to coach it. You got to tell them.
Just go on, here, Robbo. I don't understand this, then, mate. Right? Does a footballer really need to be told?
No, because once the only times you need to is the man management skills. So you need to have a relationship with the players. You can't give them the cold shoulder. You can't expect to not talk to them if they're not in the team. You've got to have communication with them and tell them you're not quite just doing this yet. So have that communication with them. Players respect the manager more if you've got that. If you don't get no word back from the manager, then what am I doing wrong? Because you're not really explaining to me what I'm doing wrong. I don't understand. I'm not in the team. The team's struggling, but yet you're not telling me if I'm doing something wrong. So, like, where do I stand? You've always got to be, and there's going to be some times where you're going to have to be ruthless. But for me, is also when the team's winning, it doesn't change. Do you
think we've lost that ruthlessness?
You've got to be ruthless.
Do you think we've lost it at the minute?
Yeah, I think we've lost that aggression. I think we've lost the Birmingham way of we're always in players' faces. I think it's become nicey, you have the ball and I'm not. But then again, you lose a player like Keith Bell. So what do you expect?
Oh yeah, what's your opinions on him going?
But when he left, I couldn't believe it. I was gobsmacked that a player with Keith Bell. Okay, if his contract was up in the end of the season, then so what? If Keith wants to move on, you keep him at Birmingham City till the end of the season because he's your heartbeat in midfield.
Yeah,
he brought the best out of Sunjic as well.
Yeah,
but then you got Dave Davis. Dave Davis was there as well, another player who was sitting in the reserves.
Yeah,
he would run for a brick wall for your teammate.
Yeah. Touching on, sorry, Robbo. Touching on a minute ago, you said about Crowley. Were you shocked when he went? Would you have kept him around?
It was strange. It was a strange decision, but new managers, I totally understand it. New managers bring their own players in and they want to play them ahead of the players that are there. So I can understand that Halovic was coming in, Dan Crowley, similar players. Okay, you got Johnson out there as well. Is Dan naturally a winger? I don't quite think so because he roams quite a lot. So for me, he's best positioned to 10. And you get the best out of Dan Crowley playing him in his better position, which is that role.
But he had that Brum spirit though, didn't he?
Well, he knew, he understood. He's from the area.
Maybe, I don't know, like, think about this then, Robert, right? Maybe, is it because, like, us bunch of nutters ain't there, like, giving it our all like we do on a Saturday and a Tuesday, no matter what, like, do you think that, I don't know. I know everybody else is in the same boat, but you know what St Andrews is like when it's on fire.
Yeah. Everyone's in the same boat, but Birmingham fans, they need the fans behind them. The team needs Birmingham City fans behind them because they know.
In a good mood or a bad mood, mate, I'll tell you.
It doesn't matter. I used to love playing with the abuse. I used to love playing when we were up on top and everyone was like cheering. And it's football. You get on with it.
Yeah, get on with it.
We have bad results. We accept it we accept it together. The fans are angry. We're angry. We didn't take it personally. That, do you know what? Today wasn't our day. We didn't play well, and we give the opposition maybe just a little bit too much respect.
Of course, you don't take it personally. No, it's not personal. Right? It's passion. It's the badge. It's the colour. It's the freaking stadium. It's everything. Mark.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I see the body language on the players. The players look so dejected when we concede, and there's nobody giving anybody a rocket on the pitch, which is what they need.
Not even a rocket as well, but from the sidelines, just like a little bit of inspiration from the sidelines, and you can't just look at Aitor for that as well. I mean, how many coaches did you bring in?
Yeah. They're all sat behind him. Like I say, they're all in the same mannerisms. You know,
you see other managers. You see other managers, Mark. You see other assistants. They're on the touchline. If the manager's not saying it, look at Luton's manager the weekend.
Jones,
he was
Nathan Jones. Yeah.
I just think at the moment there's just something not right behind the scenes, and it doesn't just look like it's going to end well. Simple as that. It doesn't.
It's not. No.
And that's the like the hurting thing for me is that.
Can I leave this Zoom call and just go into my bedroom and cry? That's how it makes you feel, though. You just feel, Rich. I mean, you're a Blues fan, mate.
Yeah.
Man, I tell you what, I've been there since '73. You know, long before you were even born, and I've been through the Kumars, I've been through the Wheeldens, and this, that, and the other. I haven't seen anything as dire as this. Never, ever.
No.
Been to old Division 3. Yeah, we scraped back out of it. Yeah, we got to the Premier League. Yeah, we won the Carling Cup. But then all of a sudden we implode again.
Yeah. I just think that in a lot while the owners are there, the club's finished. You know what I mean? And it's going to take a long time put that right. You know, when you look at the financial side of it, I
Yeah.
don't know. I just feel like the club's finished until that happens. You know, and God knows how long they're going to stay here for, because they don't seem to. I mean, he had an interview the other day, and none of the questions really for Dong were, in my opinion, asked or answered.
No.
You know what I mean?
No.
Bring him on here. I'll ask him the
What's the
questions.
ambition? What's the ambition? What's the long-term plan? You know,
The
to
end
get
game,
the club. There's nothing. It's just.
No. I think that interview was all wrong. I think
Chris Brown.
we were totally left out on that.
Chris,
Totally.
I want Craig Courtney to get Mr. Wren on the show, right? And I ain't going to funny about like Radio West Midlands do or anybody else. I will ask him, and Paul will ask him, and Mark will ask him, and you will ask him the questions that we as fans need and want answering.
Can I ask him?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
What are you going to say?
It's not that he's going to answer. It's not that he's going to give us the answer we want, but
Chris Brown,
we can give him a question.
As of this moment in my life, once again, stopped eating Chinese food. That's it. I'm having no more. I don't want no Chinese food, no prawn crackers. You can stick your wang tong. I don't want nothing.
I love prawn crackers, though.
I'll take the.
I
do like the spare ribs, though.
Oh, I had some on Saturday.
But I'm not. No, I'm gonna resist. No, I'm off. I want every Birmingham City fan to boycott Chinese food.
You can't say that. Oh God, we've just gone off here.
Of course, it's tongue in cheek. You know that, don't you?
Of course it is. Yeah.
I think I said to Richard at the start of the show before we came live. You know, we're both and anybody older than us as well, and just a little bit younger, is honoured to have seen us play in the Premier League, finish ninth, win the League Cup, win the Carling Cup, and I genuinely don't think the way it's going, I'm ever going to see my life. I'm 42 now. Am I ever going to see us any better than that in my life than what I've already seen? I genuinely don't think I am.
Nor me.
Richard has just asked, do you have the money to buy us out? Robert. We've probably got
That's in my kid's pension, that is.
Well, hang on, the Tilton Road's falling to bits, the Cop's falling to bits. It's only going to cost £6.83.
Exactly. Yeah. Pete Taylor says you're making him hungry now.
Robbo, let's have a chat about your time with us anyway. You signed originally for was it a month?
Month to month, yeah.
Amazing, weren't it, really, how it all finished up and how long you was with us?
Yeah.
It was just weird because I didn't have a club when I left Bolton. So it was so I was training by myself. I had trials. So clubs were like offering trials and not obviously wanting to sign you, considering where you'd been and what you'd done. Clubs were still like, no, we just need to look at you and see what you like. I was going in on trials at football clubs and it wasn't happening for some reason. Then I started training by myself, just going around long runs around the lanes. And then Danny Dickio, who I played with at West Brom, was out in Toronto. So he called me and he said, Robbo, look, the manager wants to have a look at you. Can you come out for 5 days? He said, we'll bring the family out as well, just so they can have a look around the place. So I took my wife and I took the 2 eldest boys out with me. And we had a look round. It was lovely. The training was like, facilities were amazing. And it was going. I couldn't play in any games, so I just trained. And then obviously it came to the end of the trial, and they sort of offered me a contract, but it just wasn't. I just wanted to be in England. I just wanted to stay. Like, my loyalties had been all through my English career was playing through the leagues and enjoying the competitiveness of the divisions, and I just didn't feel it was right to go over there, and what they were offering as well wasn't suitable for the family. So I just came back and I just trained again by myself. And then Clarkey called me just out of the blue because loads of defensive injuries. Yeah. Robbo, can we come in and have a look at you, Robbo? And I was like, yeah, no problems, Lee. So just came in and it went from there. Month to month, obviously making my debut against Brighton and winning 1-0. And I was just fitted in because obviously David Murphy was out with a knee injury. And I was just basically the stopgap for that until he was fit, and then whatever would be. So and then obviously Clarkey said, no, you're getting another month, and then another month happened, and then it turned to the end of the season, and then it went from there. 8 years on.
Yeah. Did you know Clarkey before that?
I only played against. Well, I just from playing against Clarkey over the years. And it was funny because I had a phone call with him when I'd left Bolton in the summer, and he was sort of like, we were having a chat, and he said, "Look, Rob," he said, "I'd love to bring you in, but we've obviously got David Murphy. You're not really going to play in front of him, and then I've got Mitch Hancock's a young lad coming through." So he was always honest with me. Lee was always honest, and it was like, "No, that's fair enough, brilliant." But he said, "But if anything changes, I'll keep in touch." And then all the injuries happened, and he gave me a call. So it went from there.
Not that I like to see a player get injured, but I'm dead glad you did spend some time with us, mate, because it was cracking, superb. Richard, tell us all about yourself then for 2 minutes.
Oh yeah, go on,
What?
Rich.
Of course, you're on Fancam.
What's that? What do you want me to talk about? The Blues?
Well, did Lee Clark try to sign you,
Talk about
Richard?
yourself.
Yeah,
Say again?
tell us about
Did Lee Clark
yourself.
try to sign
I.e., who are you?
Who's your favourite ever player?
Oh God, favourite ever player. There's probably been a few, to be honest. Probably in the.
But don't say Robbo because you sat there.
No, I
Just
did
waiting
think
for that.
Probably. There's probably a few, to be honest, from different eras. Probably Dugarry and Forsyth from the Premier League.
Great time.
Jose Dominguez from the old third division.
Lovely player.
You know, I think the front three of Furlong, Adebola, and Undlove were fantastic for us.
Superb.
You know, in the late 90s.
That was awesome.
You know.
Yeah.
You know,
You played against all these, Robbo, didn't you? For Watford and Baggies.
Yeah.
Who was the best? Who was the best player you ever played? Who was the best player you ever played against for us? So when you played against us, who was the best player you came up against?
Peter Unlove was definitely up there. Peter Unlove was. Yeah.
Bit
Jeff,
fast foot.
Jeff
Billy Whiz.
was always a threat when he big Jeff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So Jeff, there were like you say, you've had so many good players over the years. Barry Ferguson.
Yeah.
Just so many good players. Mikel Forsell, obviously, I didn't play against him when he was at Blues, but then I played with him at Leeds when I went on loan.
Oh yeah.
But I always used to play against him, and I mean, what a great guy. I mean, and a finisher, great finisher,
Great player.
Kev Phillips, one mates of as well. Kev Phillips was a great player for Blues when he over the years.
Oh yeah. Loved him. Yeah.
Stan Lazaridis, what a winger he was.
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah.
He was a nightmare to mark as well. It was just so direct.
Yeah.
So, Richard, back to you for a minute, mate. We as Fancam, we need to know all about you. Who are you? What do you do? We want your bank details, your PIN number.
You won't get much out of that.
Rich, he ain't joking.
Yeah, I know. It's all right.
So start from the beginning. You've been a Blues fan since?
Probably. Well, I was born in 1979. I've been a Blues fan probably since 1991.
Yeah.
Since the Leyland Daft Cup final. That was the first game I ever saw live. And yeah.
Really, man? What a day. What a day.
What a fantastic day. And I was hooked after that. And the first game I saw at St Andrews was against Watford, 1992. And it was a 2-2 draw. And I think Paul Furlong scored twice. John Frayne scored. Paul Pescasolido scored. It was a good game. Yeah. And I've loved the. I remember going to the Blues Villa game 93, 94 in the
£10 fine. £10 fine.
Sorry.
You said the word. We told you.
That's why you want my PIN number, innit? That's why you want my bank details, innit? Okay, Blues and them lot down the road. The what was it? The Coca-Cola Cup, wasn't it? Second leg, first leg.
Yeah.
What a night that was! But
I remember it well.
Brainley's penalty.
Yeah. I was behind that. Yeah.
So where do you sit now then? So that when we get back to St Andrews, all your listeners tonight will recognise you from Fancam
and completely ignore you.
They'll all buy you a pie.
They'll completely ignore you now, Rich.
That's it. Yeah. Well, that's if the Tilton's still there and it hasn't fell down.
Yeah.
Probably up in the Tilton corner, mate. Usually. So.
Right. Okay. So it's Tilton Cop Corner.
Yeah. Cop corner.
Right,
yeah.
Next time we're down there, we'll look out for you, bud.
Yeah, absolutely, mate.
Nice.
Yeah, lovely.
Sweet ass. And if ever you ran Bar 8 before the start of the game, we're always in there. Just walk into Bar 8, turn right, wonderful group of disabled supporters there. My absolutely lovely friends from Accessi Blues, and we always stand, have a quick pint and a chat and a laugh, and we may have to stand 2 meters apart, but you can still throw a glass further than that.
Yeah.
Nick, I've been asked to say that Lillian had a great 100th birthday.
Oh man, what a response!
And to say thank you to everybody.
Do you know how many cards she got?
No, I think it was in the thousands. It was in the
10,000,
thousands.
wasn't it?
It was in it thousands.
10,500, I think.
Yeah.
I live 60 mile away from Brum, and people in my hometown were sending them. How nice is that? How lovely! That's what the Blues family. Right, Robbo. Just to let you know, Lillian was 100 last week. Yeah? And she is the last in her complete family line. So there is nobody after Lillian. She's got no sisters, no brothers, no children, grandchildren, etc., etc., etc. And she was 100. So obviously she wasn't going to get many cards. So this young lady put a request out and sent us a message saying, can you put a request on the show that we could send Lillian a card? And I messaged the girl back. I said, Bab, you better make sure your postman's got strong arms. Thousands upon thousands of cards. Brilliant. What an absolute wonderful response. Sorry?
Is she a big Blues fan, is she?
Do you know what? I didn't even bother.
I don't think she's a football fan.
I don't think she was.
No, I don't think she was.
I didn't even bother checking it out. Yeah. I think it was the fact that touched us was that she's the last in the line, if you know what I mean. And if you look back at your lineage, if you're the last in the line, then you have come from man's creation right way back then to now. And that's it. It stops at that. It stops at that. And for fans and random people and lots of other people did a tremendous job in getting that lady a 100th birthday that she well deserved. God bless her.
God bless her. Yeah, I haven't had over 1,000 cards since Valentine's Day 1999.
You did. It's a shame you sent them all to yourself, isn't it?
Nick?
Yeah.
Can you explain your wrist injury, please?
Yes, I can. Right. As you can see, I've damaged myself, ladies and gents. I fell over. I was not drunk. I wasn't drunk. It was midday.
I don't believe that.
Exactly. And I'd got a mask on, and I couldn't. That little bit of vision that you lose at the bottom of your eye. Yeah. I didn't realise there was a curb there, and I went down the curb, and believe me, I went down that curb. Yeah. I was perfectly okay till after my dinner. Had a bath. Had a little nap, woke up, and my goodness gracious me, the pain was off the scale. So I've cracked 2 bones, one in my top of my little finger, the bottom of my little finger, and one in my top of my thumb. And I came home and a certain individual started laughing. Yeah.
I wonder who that was. Oh, so over there. Yeah.
You wonder who it was?
Yeah.
There's Now I said to her, listen to this, boys and girls. I said to her, look, do not laugh at me. God's on my side at the moment. Yeah. Da-da-da-da-da-da. The following day, she fell down the stairs.
We're all laughing.
Can we do some live questions now? There's a few comments for you, Robert.
Nick, hasn't she got something to do in the kitchen? Yeah. Carry on.
Ray Hobro's asking you, Robert. Ray Hobro's asking you, what was your favourite pair of boots to wear over the years?
Well, I used to love the old Puma Kings, with the white tongue over.
Yeah, I remember them.
Lovely pair of boots. And then I went to Adidas, so Adidas, yeah.
Yeah.
Paul, I've got a question that came in earlier today, and he's just reminding me. Have I asked it yet? And I said no, I haven't. So, okay, I want to pose a question that goes. As a captain of a side, is it your job to go in front of the media? The captain represents the community you are playing for, in my opinion. George French should be the captain. He has the guts to speak out to us Blues fans, and I respect that. People like Dean, Peds and Roberts should have left the clubs years ago. So what he's asking is should the captain be coming forward and, in front of the media and explaining why they're crap?
The captain's normally the one who has to do all the media side of it. But I believe that it should be rotated for everyone. I think all the players should be able to do it, because like you say, it shouldn't be just one person all the time, because you do get sick and tired of hearing your own voice all the time and saying you do when you're on the camera, you feel like you're saying the same thing all the time. And it's if you just rotate with different players, then at least the fans are having a connection with every single player that's doing the interview.
Yeah.
I don't get sick of my voice. I've been DJing since 1976.
And also,
Sam Mullet's asking, who was Robbo's best mate in the Blues squad whilst he was there, and who was the biggest joker at the Blues?
Who's that from, Paul?
That's from Sam Mullet.
Thank you.
No, the biggest joker was definitely Paul Caddis. Caddy was the biggest joker. He used to have a laugh and a joke and play a few pranks. But no, I got on with everyone. I tried to make everyone my mate. Yeah, sometimes it was never going to happen because everyone's different, but I wanted to get on with every single one of the players. That was my job as well as captain, was to take the leadership and take the ownership in making everyone welcome. So yeah, I used to love spending loads of time with all the lads. Good crack all the time.
Yeah. And Mark Johnston's asking, what was it like from where you were stood, looking at the away end when Caddy scored? Can you give us any recollections?
It was crazy. I mean, just to see the atmosphere explode the way it did. I mean, it's what the Blues fans are all about, isn't it? That's what they bring. That's what they bring to the party, as I call it. Because win, lose or draw, they're always right behind you. No matter what, they get right behind you and they're singing their hearts out until the last minute. So, well, yeah.
Quick one from me then, Robbo. What was the atmosphere like at that Fulham game?
The Fulham game.
Yeah.
My last game that I lost. Yeah, that was totally different. That was obviously. Yeah, I mean, I cried my eyes out when I got home. It's just emotional day to know that's your last ever professional football game that you're going to play, and it was a fantastic opportunity. And Gary Monk, I mean, he didn't need to do what he did, but he did, and it was.
He did, and credit to him. And you know what? You did it in front of the Tilton, the Cop, the main stand,
everyone.
Yeah. Well, what I call the railway stand, it's the Gilmerick stand, right? And I was there with 2 generations of my family, my son, 2 of my sons, and my granddaughter, right? So that's 3 generations of us stood there watching. The only issue I had was I couldn't hear what you were saying when you did your speech, and I have caught up with that since. And you know what? The power and the emotion and the love that you had for our club while you was there. And it is our club. It's everybody's club. It's Richard's club. It's Mark's club. It's Chrissy's club. It's Paul's club. It's everybody that's listening's club on here tonight. And Robbo, it's your club because you're a part of it and you know that. But to come out that day and we needed that win against Fulham and we got it. And we got it at St Andrews and we got it in style and we said goodbye to our team captain. Bang. What a day. What a memory. Super.
Great day.
Not nice to say goodbye to the team captain, Paul, but you know, the memory's there, isn't it?
It was a great day and it was a great way for you to retire, wasn't it? And you know, great way to finish.
Yeah, well, no, I couldn't have asked for a better send off. That was a tough year for me. That was in the sense of is that I still felt that I could give a lot. I was sort of pushed down the coaching road when I really wasn't thinking about that. That wasn't my goal. I know that I love doing the bits and pieces of coaching when I needed to do it, but it needed to be on my terms. I didn't want people making decisions for me because at the end of the day, it's their decision to make. It's mine.
Yeah.
And I just felt that I was like pushed into a little bit of a corner of, right, you're going to go on the coaching side of it. Again, great experience for me. I loved it, but it's not how I wanted it to be. And I wanted to carry on playing until I knew that my legs was enough for me. Yeah. When obviously when Gary came in, then my first knock on the door was to him and saying, look, I'm still a player, Gary. I'm not a coach. My love is to still play. I feel great and I want to help you out as much as I can to get us out of trouble. And he put me straight back into training. He went, Robbo, get your training kit on. You're going straight back into training. He didn't involve me until the last game of the season. But what he did was he gave me my opportunity to say goodbye the right way. That's what he did.
Yeah, that's your decision as well, though, doesn't it? You know what I mean? When you stop something, right, as long as it's within your control, you stop something, it's got to be at your time when you know that you've done all you can, your time's up. You know, if you do any more, you're probably going to injure yourself beyond belief or something. But another question I've got for you, right? As a person, right, just as a human being, take away the fact that you're a professional footballer, you've been on TV, you've done this, you've done that. Take all that away. But as a humble person, and you're stood on that football pitch doing your job, it's all you're doing is your job, you're at work, yeah? What is it like when 30,000 people are shouting, Robbo, Robbo, Robbo?
it gives you goosebumps. It's just a surreal feeling.
I get that, mate. Honestly, I promise you.
Yeah, it's like you don't expect it as a kid. It was when I was growing up. That was what I wanted to do. That was my job. But then, like you say, when every club that I went to, I wanted to leave an imprint of me in that football club, and that was to understand the club, to understand the fans of what they wanted, and for me as the player was to give my all. That is all I wanted out of my life. That was it, and to be a normal guy. That's who I still see myself as is now. He's not that footballer. I see myself as just a normal human being who's like everyone else who wants to go.
Yeah, we do, mate. That's why we talk to you like we do, you know. And there's because as you know, we're just fans. We're just 4 or 5 blokes in a room, and you know, I'm talking to you. You're Paul Robbinson. You're talking to me. My name's Nick. We're having a conversation, mate. That's what it's all about, isn't it? You know. But that special moment when it's your name, and as you know, you've just performed that one ultimate part of that game, and then the whole place erupts with your name. That must be absolutely astounding. I can hear everybody shouting, Spawley, Spawley, Spawley. All of them.
No, they're not. No, they're not. They're not. They're shouting something similar, but it's not that. No.
Robert, we had a nice comment earlier from Kevin Tomlinson thanking you for signing his portrait.
Oh, yeah. Kev, yeah. He brought the artwork into the training room, yeah.
Yeah. He just said, you know, can we thank you for him? Because he was very grateful, yeah. I'll raise money for his charity.
Yeah, no, my pleasure.
That's nice,
fantastic, that was.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Going back to the media side of stuff, Paul, did you enjoy that? Because some players, I'd imagine, would roll their eyes and think, oh, God, here we go. But did you sort of embrace it and you know?
Yeah, I love it. I love it because I love the analysis side of the game. I like watching games. I like breaking it down bit by bit. Right, what's wrong, what's right. Just you always. That's my brain. That's the way my brain works. My brain's always been in that. I mean, that was what I did when I was with the 23s. It was right. How can I get these group of young kids to understand winning? What's the winning feeling? Like, how far do you want to go in your careers? What do you want to do right? Yes, there's going to be some wrongs, but we'll learn from them. But I used to just study games. The opposition that was coming up was right. How are we going to beat these? So yeah, when I'm doing the media stuff, it's great because you're observing games and you're just giving your honest opinion. That's all it is. It's like you say, you don't mean any harm by it. It's just what you see.
Yeah, you don't want to offend people. Yeah.
No, but I don't care if I offend people because it's like you say, it's football. Everyone has an opinion. People offended me when I was playing, but I never took it to heart. Obviously,
I'll tell you what, Robbo. I'll put my poorly hand up and say I probably did.
Hey,
you know what? I'm not being funny, right?
Everyone's done. Everyone's got their right to opinionate.
I'm part of 20,000 people, 25,000 people. Yeah. Watching my football club, so I'm part of a team. I'm part of that team of people, right? And my opinion's mine. It ain't always right. Oh, hang on.
No, it
ain't. But you know what? If you give somebody some criticism, 2 minutes later, you're lauding them. You know, it's the absolute truth of it. It's like,
isn't it? The emotions of the game.
Yeah.
That's true.
And I get very.
I used to be my biggest critic. I used to do. So if I played a game and everyone was like, "Oh, Robbo, you was amazing today," I would still go home and watch my performance and think, I could have done that a bit better because that was just me. I analysed my own game and how I could have been better for my teammates. What I could have been.
That's man management. That's your own personal management, isn't it?
Yeah, that's me. That's my drive. I wanted to be a perfectionist in what I did, and it was never going to be. That was never going to happen because you make mistakes. That's normal. But it's how do you react to mistakes.
My son's a professional barber. I reckon you should take up professional beard trimming, mate. To be honest with you, you know what I mean. If you want to be the best of the best.
Chris, should we do the who?
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No problem,
So what we do now, Robbo? We've got an ex-player. Chris is going to play a little clip of him talking, and we've got to guess who it is. Now the clue is Robbo has played with him. So Robbo, if you get it, it's for our viewers only to get it. But if you get it, Robbo, tell us the first letter of his surname.
First letter of his surname.
Yeah, if you know who it is, yeah.
Okay, we all ready?
Ready?
Here we go.
Yeah, it was under difficult conditions, but you know we have to work on these conditions because it could be like that in the first game of the season. So, yeah, no, it was another good workout and another good win.
Should we go again, Chris? Do it once more.
Blues fan of any age. probably in their top 5, I'd say. Yeah, absolutely extraordinary night. What are your memories of it generally?
Well,
hang on, that's the wrong one.
It was under difficult conditions, but we have to work on these conditions because it could be like that in the first game of the season. So, it was another good workout and another good win.
I was listening to that and thinking, where the hell's this?
Did you hear that, Robbo? Yeah,
I could hear it. Yeah.
Any ideas?
Oh, somebody's got it. Somebody's got it.
Wow,
Got it
already.
The voice.
Yeah, someone's got it. Yeah, absolutely spot on. Charlie Joyner's got it. But Robbo, any ideas?
No.
We're giving him one more time.
I'm giving him one more time.
Go on.
Yeah, it was under difficult conditions, but we have to work on these conditions because it could be like that in the first game of the season. So, it was another good workout and another good win.
I ain't got a clue.
Come on, Robbo.
I've played with this player.
Yeah.
You probably roasted him a couple of times.
How bad's this? I should know this, shouldn't I? I'm going to kick myself, aren't I? Am I going to kick myself?
Yeah. You are.
Yeah, probably. Do you want me to tell you?
Go on.
Go on, then.
Where's Thomas?
Where's Thomas?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, wouldn't have got it. Paul, we're running a bit late tonight. Can you do your 1 to 11, bud, please?
Yeah, so what I've asked Robbo to do is, obviously, Chris, if you can put it up on the screen to remind us, Robbo was on the show just over a year ago with Tom, if everyone remembers, and he did his 1 to 11 then for Blues. So I've asked him to do a 1 to 11 of the best players that he's played against in his career. If we do that quickly, Robbo, then we can do the alternate Blues 1 to 11 as well.
Yeah, so what you want me to name my 11 that I've played against now, yeah?
Yeah, so the best 11 that you played against in your career first, yeah?
Yeah, so in goal would have been David Seaman. Right back would have been Gary Neville. Left back would have been Ashley Cole. Centre halves would have been Jaap Stam and Rio Ferdinand. Then a midfield three of Roy Keane, Steven Gerrard and Paul Scholes. With Alan Shearer, Ronaldo and Ryan Giggs.
That's a £7 billion team, isn't it? That's worth more than the city of Birmingham.
That's a decent championship team, that is.
Yeah, it is.
That could do well in the Europa League. That team, I think.
You could get a few Harley Deans.
The manager was Sir Alex Ferguson.
Yeah. Oh, there'll be another 7 minutes on the end of every game. They play as well, then.
And a penalty.
Yeah. So we've got your first 11 that you chose on the show on the screen now, just to remind everybody. So what's your second 11 then? If all these players were injured, what would be your second choice 11 then?
So my second choice would have been Tommy Cusack in goal.
Yeah.
Right back, Jonathan Spector. The left back, Jonathan Grounds at left back.
Yeah.
Centre halves would have been Stevie Caldwell and Carl Bartley.
Yeah.
Then again, a midfield three of Keithton Bell, the machine. So Keithton Bell and David Davis sitting with John Terrell in front of them, playing off Shay Adams up top. And then the wide men of David Cottrell and Jax Magoma.
Blimey.
So is that a better team than what we've got now?
That is.
Yeah. Mark, what do you think?
I'd say so. I'd say, yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Shay Adams, obviously. I think there's more goals in that.
Yeah.
Okay,
manager, I'll put Paul Robbinson. Only joking.
I'll chuck one in here.
Manager, sorry, Robbo. Gary Rowett, yeah?
Gary Rowett was a manager, yeah.
I'll chuck one in here, Paul. That second 11 team, right? Some very good names, but I honestly believe that we've got equally as good quality players now, but we're not getting what we need out of them.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but these were players that I played with. So
yeah, I know. Yeah.
100%. The players that are there now are capable of a top 6 team, being in the top 6. In my eyes, anyway. That's my eyes there with what I'm saying. At least in the top 6 or just outside with the squad you've got. Obviously, depending on injuries throughout the season and suspensions. But you've got some great young lads there that can come in as well. So you've got Caelan Boyd-Muntz, you've got Ryan Sturt, you've got so many, Geraldo Badrami, the defender, Odin Bailey, who's out on loan. Again, quality young players that maybe need to run in the team as well, just to get them up and going with Championship football. Charlie Lakin, who's up in Scotland.
But it's like a while ago, though. Would you want to bring them back into this toxic environment? And that's as it is at the minute. We all know it is, right? All fans know that it's a toxic environment at the moment.
I just think if like you're saying, if the club's knowing full well where they're going to be next year, then you've got to just go with the youth. You've got to give them that opportunity then towards the end to prove that they are worthy, whether they're going to be Championship players for next year or whether they're going to be League One players. You've got
not Blues related, but it's Chelsea 2, Newcastle 0.
Okay.
We lost Richard, by the way.
We have, yes. He's disappeared, Richard.
Sorry, can I just ask Chris a quick question, Paul?
Sure you can.
Yeah.
Why have you got a mirror on your wall?
a mirror.
Well, I haven't got a mirror.
Got a mirror.
Well, you can't see.
You've got a mirror on your wall.
Yeah, well, I moved it. It used to be on the ceiling.
Pantomime.
It used to be on the ceiling, so you know.
Does Alan know that?
Who's that, Robbo? Behind you, 22. 22 behind you. That was.
That's my 22 years as a professional footballer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the Blues players got me the shirt and they signed it from like you say the end of the season. I was handed that.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, so that was a lovely touch by all the players, yeah, and the management staff. So really nice.
Well, do you know what, kid? If every single supporter there could have signed it as well, we would have done.
I think you did. You were all drunk as well.
Nick,
what, now or then?
Nick, drunk? Never.
Robbo?
Yes.
Were you one for keeping shirts? Have you got a load of shirts, kept or?
He's lost one of them. He's behind me up there, look.
Yeah, look.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
No, I sort of I keep the shirts that I treasure, the players I played against, because I get them all framed. But I normally give my shirts away to sort of charities and people who like my family members who want them. Like my son, walks around. My eldest son walks around my old Watford shirt that I used to play in.
Okay, here's a question for you then, kid. We are raising a lot of money this year and we've done very, very well so far, even through lockdown, and people have been so generous. Have you got anything we can have for our charities? We're raising money for PTSD, Birmingham Homeless, the Jeff Horsfield Foundation and Paul Devlin's Annie Fund. Correct, so those are our 4 chosen charities. I think we sent something like £1,000 off to the PTSD charity not so long ago, did we not?
Yeah, I think we've just done one for Jeff's as well.
So have you got anything we can auction, Robert?
Yeah, so if you have got anything,
I'll try and find some stuff. Yeah,
top man.
Anything.
Okay, either get in touch with Craig Courtney, or Chris Brown,
Craig's probably the one.
Yeah. And I tell you what, it'll be a blessing.
Just take Paul's one off his wall.
Yeah, I bet Paul stalked you for that for months, didn't he?
Oh yeah,
I bet he was following you everywhere.
Yeah, following, texting, flip me, he's my shadow. Paul's my shadow.
Like Gary Radknapp stalking a new player.
Just going back to that shirt behind you, Paul Gill says, is the 22 the number of changes Karanka does between matches?
Oh, harsh. Paul Gill. Oh, dear me.
Who would you say, Robbo? Who would you say was the most underrated player you played with the Blues?
Underrated? Oh,
yeah.
Endoy?
He was a beast.
He was a beast.
I would definitely say Chris Burke.
Yeah.
Chris Burke was an outstanding winger, player, guy as well. Clayton Donaldson was very underrated for all of his work rate that he put in for the team.
Yeah.
Michael Morrison, another one who was very underrated.
Yeah.
Never replaced him.
There's some players there that have gone that maybe shouldn't have gone for the money that they did.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, but Birmingham's like that, isn't it? There's players underrated because of the work they do. They're underrated players.
Yeah.
There was good players that I played with. I was lucky enough to play with some good players when I came in, like Wade Elliott, Steve Caldwell, Curtis Davis. So, like, a real good group of lads. I was gutted I didn't get the chance to play with David Murphy as much because of the player he was, and Stephen Carr was injured. But again, good lads, great lads to be around.
As well. Yeah. All characters, every single one of them.
Yeah, all characters, yeah.
You still in touch with them, Robbo?
I still speak to him every now and then, like Kari, obviously he's in Spain. Dave Murphy's, I think he's doing some like scouting work now. Curtis, I spoke to Curtis last week to catch up with him, see how he was doing, because obviously he snapped his Achilles, so I just wanted to check that he was all right. So yeah, all the players, I still try and keep in touch with them as much as I can.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. That's nice.
Yeah, he was a great centre half. He was when he Curtis Davies for us.
Yeah, he was.
I'll tell you, who was as well underrated. He's just come to me now, and Blues never saw the best of him. Was Darren Ambrose?
Yeah, good play. Did he come from Spurs? Was it?
Crystal Palace.
Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
What a great guy he was. I mean, he was so unlucky with injuries. He was just like whatever he did, he seemed to get injured. But what a player and what a guy he was.
I suffer the same, to be honest with you. That's why my Super 6 is down again.
And who had the best?
It's the only sport I can play for.
Who had the best and worst taste in music as well, Robert?
Oh gosh, don't get me started on that. Oh, there was a few. Flip me. I can't stand slow music being played in the dressing room. For me, it's like if I want to get fired up for a game, it's got to be like pumping. Like it's got to be tunes mixed, dance mix, house mix. Got to get me going for a game. As soon as someone turns the like this sort of slow music on, then I'm off. I'm out the room. I'm putting
an incredibly funny story. A couple of weeks ago,
I'm not going out to kiss my opponent, so I'm going out there to win a game of football.
Yeah. Who was the guilty party for that then? The slow music.
I would say like there'll be a few. I'm not going to name and shame them. There'll be a few.
No, go on.
No, I'm not going to name and shame them.
Nobody's listening. Come on.
Because they're probably still playing that music at their teams now.
What was it like R&B or like Celine Dion or something or what?
Oh yeah, might as well been Celine Dion.
No show anybody. Got any quote?
Oh God.
And somebody asked earlier. Let's go back to the present situation. Somebody asked earlier regarding Dong. Did you get on with him at all, or did you have any altercations with Ren?
I had a good relationship with Dong.
Yeah.
Yeah, even though it wasn't to do with like the roles or whatever his role was, I would never question his role until the end. Until I got to the end of my career, I questioned it because I just didn't think it was right. Whether I was wrong in what I said, then that's for me to sort of accept that. But my best interests were Birmingham City Football Club, not anyone else's. I didn't care about what anyone else thought. My best interest was what the club was doing, where it was going. And where do you see my future as like being part of this place, Birmingham, and that was how it was. But he's got a tough job. He's got a tough job there, Dong, and I just wish that he'd come out more and explain to the fans with what's going on and where the club's going. I just think they need the relationship. Every club needs that relationship, no matter what.
It's Chinese way, isn't it? That's Chinese way in business.
I just think it's gone too far now. Where whatever he'll say, no one will be happy with it.
Start of the season though, Paul. That going back to that conference with Karanka, it sounded like bloody hell, things might change, but it's just how wrong could it be?
Yeah, but that's only because of what I said. But I'd said that in a conference in a press thing. So that's funny that.
Yeah.
Okay, who have we got up next then, guys?
Next week we have Craig Courtney's going to tell me any minute now because, as usual,
is it Marlon King? Marlon King.
Oh, it might be Marlon.
Marlon King.
Might be Marlon next week. Yeah.
Robert, we had. You were talking about your music and that before the games or something like that. We had Ricky Otto. Was it last week, guys?
Week before.
Ricky Otto on the week before last, and Paul asking the same question. Do you have any rituals and that before you put your left boot on before you right? It's now just used to sit there and smoke a split. In Birmingham City, we do.
He was so quick.
I know, yeah.
We just come straight out with it though. And he's bless him, he was brilliant. He was brilliant as well. So yeah.
But like few more quick fan questions. So let me just check, see what else we got. Sorry. Okay. Just keep talking, Nick, and I'll come up with one.
Me talking. Oh God, there's the first.
Oh yeah. I was going to say, Nicholas.
What was Damari Gray like to play with, and why don't you think it works for him at Leicester?
Damari was again another young talented player that I think he needed to stay at Birmingham a few more seasons to develop a little bit better. I think it was a rush to get him out the door for the price that we should never accepted because it was for peanuts. I think if he'd have had another couple more seasons at Blues, then we would have seen a real Damari Gray of what he was all about and the player that he was going to be. I think at Leicester, obviously, Brendan has changed the way that they play and he's brought in the players. He's been given a lot of money to spend and he's brought wisely with that. And Damari's obviously, he's just needed to move on. So now he's signed for Bayer Leverkusen and I hope he does really well. I know he scored on his debut. They won. So again, now Damari's just got to look at getting his career up and running again. And he is, for me, he's probably wasted 2 or 3 years staying at Leicester, like just sitting on the bench when he should have been really playing a lot more.
Do you think Jude Bellingham was the same scenario? Should he have stayed at Blues for another year or two?
I just think, with Jude, the money that was thrown at him is...
I know.
Silly money.
It's hard to turn down that much money for such a young lad. And the quality of player that Jude is, I mean, he was going to go on no matter what. He could have played at any club and come through any academy. He was always going to be a standout player just because of the way that he was. I mean, 24 million quid for a 17-year-old, you snap your hands off, you snap people's hands off. And
you're going to take it.
A great move. I think Borussia Dortmund, again, is the next stage of his development in his career of him getting to that next level, and then he will end up back in the Premiership without a shadow of a doubt.
They look after the youngsters well there, though, don't they, as well?
Yeah, but they have a system of bringing them through. So not just one or two get through; it's 4 or 5 of them they're brought through in a group. So it's a great learning curve for them. And for Jude, another language, learning a different culture is for such a young kid. It's a great experience. I wish I'd done that at a young age. I wish I'd had that opportunity.
And what about his brother Job? Is he equally as good, better?
He can be a good player, Job, yeah. But again, the pressure that's going to come on his head at such a young age, you just got to be patient with him. He's 14, 15. He doesn't want that expectation on his shoulders just yet because he's still enjoying his football. He's still young. He's still developing. Find his feet through Birmingham City Football Club and then see where it takes him. I'm just hoping the academy stays open, and we see a lot of the talent that I know is there. And we have high hopes for them kids coming through and wearing the Birmingham City shirt like Jude did.
And your opinions on just on the last one on Jude, your opinions on retiring the 22 shirt?
I've got it. It's there.
There you go. He's got the real one. He's got the real one. Out of the current questions. Yes, loads. Out of the current squad, who do you think should be the captain? Says Janie Tarbuck.
Keith and Bell, I would give it to. I would give it to Keith just because I know what he's all about and I know what it means to him being a Birmingham City player. I think when there's like with Harley at the moment, I think Harley just needs to get back to the player that we all know he is. He's come under a lot of fire, a lot of flack. He's a good player. But take that pressure off him. Bring him out the game. He did it. He took him out the games for a couple of times, and he'd come back for the Middlesbrough game, and he was brilliant. He was the best player on the pitch.
Yeah.
I think he just needs that. Maybe again, communication to him. Have a little chat.
What about maybe Etheridge as captain?
I always find it difficult with a goalie being a captain.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
I do as well.
I just think that like goalies as captains, you're not getting your vocal across. I know
I've got it. Yeah.
I just think that when you're a player on the pitch, you see different pictures, and if you've got your leader in the middle of the team, then it works well. Just that communication. But you should have 11 leaders really, not just one. You shouldn't be relying on one person. You should have 11
and 24,000 behind you.
Yeah, 100%. But
good one here.
They're not at the moment. They can't get that. So
I know.
The squad, even the bench, they've all got to lead. They've all got to help each other. They've all got to get us through this sticky patch at this moment in time.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Let's assume St Andrews opens tomorrow. How loud do you think that first keep right on would be?
Like you say, the players would, for me, 100% would get themselves fired up for the game. But it shouldn't rely on that. It shouldn't.
No.
After so long, it shouldn't have that first fans' reaction to give them that lift that they know that they needed. It should have been from what's been going on.
But there's a lot of them there that probably never heard it.
No, and they've never experienced it, have they?
Yeah.
Paul, what are you going to say, dude?
Go on, Paul.
I was just going to say, good one coming in from Joshua Clifton. He's just said, Robbo, which of your Blues, all the years you played for us, out of all your teammates, who would you put in this team to get them going and why? So you can pick one player that you played with for us.
Great question.
Yeah, it's a very good question.
That is a great question. Yeah. Hard one.
I would probably say someone like either Steve Caldwell or Steve Caldwell, I say.
Yeah.
Steve
Caldwell was very vocal, very, very good, like very positive. Get his word across very well. Understood the game, understood players. Yeah, I think Steve Caldwell would be perfect for the team at the moment. Just that leadership, that defender that defends, puts his head in where it's going to hurt. Yeah,
he's coming in. He's coming in a couple of weeks as well. That's brilliant.
Yeah, we've got
him on in a few weeks. Yeah.
What about Stevie Carr in this situation?
Stevie Carr, another one. Yeah, 100%. Stevie Carr. I mean, there's so many. There's so many.
There's
so many at that time, but that was that era. That was that mentality of players that grew up in that era and knew what it was, knew what it was about.
What I feel sad about though is in another 10 years' time, if we're still doing this, Chris is going to be really old. Number one, Paul's going to be my age. Mark's going to be Paul's age.
Hey,
and the kids are going to be saying, "What an awful time the 2000s were, the 2020s were."
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
You know, it's like
there, Paul, have you?
Nothing to shout at, have they?
Any questions there?
I've got some more here.
Who are we playing next, Paul?
Say again?
Who are we playing next? I ain't even got a clue. Yeah, that's how bad it is.
We got Millwall.
Millwall, yeah.
I didn't know, actually. Okay, predictions for Millwall. Mark?
I find it very hard to see a win. Maybe blind faith 1-1 draw.
I'm going to go 0-2 to Millwall. It's at Millwall, isn't it?
Yeah.
So 2-0 to Millwall. I'm going to go. I can't see us doing anything. Robbo?
2-1 Millwall.
Paul?
1-0 Blues.
What have you been drinking?
Go on, that's
and
me.
Chris Brown?
4-0 Blues.
4-0 to Blues?
Yeah, 4-0.
You reckon
Blues.
we're going to turn something?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
I've got another question for you. Mark, Blues are going to stop up or go down?
Stop up.
Robbo?
I reckon they'll stay up, yeah.
Paul?
Yeah, I reckon we'll stay up as well.
Chris Brown?
Okay, now this leads me on to a question that's come up on YouTube as we speak. I say we'll come up. And he wants to know, do you think we'll come straight back up if we're relegated?
No. No,
that's hard to say, isn't it? That's
Not
I mean, you've only got to look at Ipswich and Sunderland, haven't you, for that? You know, to tell you how difficult it is.
That league's harder than the Championship.
Oh yeah,
is it?
Yeah. And you've got to be able to buy players that are willing to fight and scrap every game. That League One, I mean, I've played in it. It's brutal, but it's I can say it's. If you're rebuilding, you've got to have a plan in place that it's going to be at least 2 or 3 years before you're getting out of a league like that, or unless, like you say, you keep the nucleus of the squad. I mean, if the squad was kept together, then you'd expect them to get promoted straight away.
Yeah.
Right, Robbo.
Who did you play?
We've got 3 minutes to go. You're in the dressing room on Saturday at Millwall. What are you going to say to them players beforehand?
Well, if I was in the dressing room Saturday, then the game would have gone.
Wednesday, ain't it?
Oh, it's Wednesday. Beg your pardon. Yeah. Beg your pardon.
How much has he had to drink tonight?
They're ready for Wednesday on Saturday.
I'm on the lemonade.
Yeah.
I've got a poorly hand.
You just want your players to go out and give you all, don't you? You've got to encourage the players. You got to love them. You got to give them. You can see the quality they've got, so you've got to give them that. You've got to give them that energy that they're good players. Give them that loving. Give them that confidence. If they do something wrong on the pitch, on the touchline, like clapping them, never mind. Come on, let's go again. Do you know what I mean? Just so they can see what's coming from the touchline. That little bit of inspiration that they're looking for.
But you've got to get off your backside. Get on that touchline. Put your notepad down. Put your little notepad down, and like you say, encourage.
But you know what's coming now when you go to Millwall anyway. So what inspiration do you need? You know, as a player, well, I knew. Right, I'm going to Millwall. It's going to be a scrap. I know that I need to head everything that comes into the box. I need to be scrapping with the centre forward as much as I can, not giving him a sniff all game. So I know what I'm expecting from Millwall. If these players don't know what they're expecting from Millwall, then you might as well give up now. If they don't know what's coming now on Wednesday night at Millwall, then don't even bother going down there.
Yeah.
Because you're wasting your time.
We've also got Sheffield Wednesday away on Saturday.
I don't see anything there either.
They're 2 must-win games. You got to win these 2 games. Simple as that.
We had to win the last 2. To be honest with you, the last 3.
You can't be feeling sorry for yourselves now. You've got to roll your sleeves up and dig in and get result.
Yeah.
No matter
Coventry, Wycombe, Luton. Come on, which is Birmingham City, for crying out loud sake.
Yeah, but them teams wanted it more.
Yeah, well,
that's it. Yeah, that's what it boils down
We've
to.
got,
Yeah,
we've got no God-given right to turn up and just win, have we?
No.
That's all it turns down to is prepared to roll your sleeves up and fight for every ball, fight for every minute on that pitch until you come off that pitch and you can't give any more and you know you've got 3 points. That's what it's all about, no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter. I don't care if one of my players had a bad game because your other 10 players have got you out. You got you out of it because we won. So that one person will then, like you say, he knows he had a bad game. Let it deal with it. But hold up a minute. Let's just enjoy the occasion. We've got 3 points. End of.
I think that's the most frustrating thing. We've got a manager there that's done good things in this league, and we've got a good squad as well. And it's just not getting a tune out of them at the moment. And I hope that changes.
Well, time's up. Nick?
Time's up.
Right. We were a bit late starting though, weren't we, Chris? Shall we go another couple of minutes?
We can go another minute.
Yeah, okay.
Another minute. We'll do another minute.
Yeah.
Do another minute. Yeah, no, I don't know. I'm just disheartened. I'm down. I'm rock bottom.
One thing,
I'm even throwing toilet rolls at the cat.
The one thing we haven't mentioned, Robbo, is your new venture as well, your new business. How's that going?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's picking up nicely now. So, I've had quite a few inquiries with college academies who are educational programs who want to have a chat about, obviously, my mentality, my mindset of what got me through my career, through the ups and the downs. So looking forward to talking to them. Going to be good. I've had a few bits of individual work that I've been doing with working with certain people and got them on the right pathway. So, yeah, things are picking up nicely.
Is it motivation speaking, is it, Robbo? Is it that sort of thing? Or
It's a bit of both. It's mentoring as well. It's so it's basically what I had to deal with throughout my career. And it's not just football, it's based on all sports because everyone's going to go through the ups and downs. It's to sort of like work on certain scenarios and how can we talk about certain things that might happen, right, okay, how can we deal with this differently? And like you say, there's so many things that happen in elite sport that can be changed and maybe not what their coaches or their management staff are giving them. So I'm there as a support system to help them sort of get through the tough periods that they'll get through.
Brilliant.
Well, this has been an interesting show tonight, guys. Not a great deal to smile about, I know, but you know what we've done? We've had a laugh. We didn't do a last 15 minutes tonight, as I think sometimes, when the guests are on, and they're as prolific as Robbo is and has been for our club, then, we want to get the most out of them. And we'll have a laugh, we'll have a laugh in the week and when the times are right. So this has been the Tilton Talk Show, ladies and gents, sponsored by Boyle Sports, Garrison Coffee Company, Blues Trust, welcome to our good new family, and SAS Auto, supporting PSD and local charities. We've got to say a massive thank you to Robbo, a great servant to the club, a friend of the show forever, and somebody who will always be revered around St Andrews. If ever you're around Robbo on a match day when we can all get back together, come down, have a beer with us, meet the guys, and we'll have a chat on one thing or another. Mate, I tell you, I really appreciate this hour and a half you've given up of your time there to be with us, to be with Birmingham City fans, to talk about the old times, to talk about what you're doing. Thank you so very much indeed. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Robbo!
Hey!
And thanks to the one and only Mark Evans, a.k.a. Mr. Robe.
Good night, all. Have a good week.
Mrs. Brown.
Good evening.
Mrs. Brown.
Good evening.
That's better. And the one and only Mr. Sheen. Mr. Paul Hipkiss, thank you very much, sir.
Good night, all.
Ladies and gents, we'll see you back here next Monday night. Win, lose or draw, we'll be on it. We'll be on it. Because this is the Tilton Talk Show. Good night, God bless, take care, and keep right on. Happy birthday, Lillian, 100 years old.